Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? What up, though, people? How is it going this afternoon? Look, I know we're going live a little bit earlier than we normally do, but that's for a very, very special reason. As you guys can see, we're in that Troy zone still, man. We're all buffed up. Jaden, Ivey, Cade, Cunningham was good. What up, though?
What up,
And,
though?
and look. You might see something at the bottom there. That In the Zone podcast. Yeah, it's something special coming from Downtown Deuce and myself, Detroit Kool-Aid.
Sir.
And we're gonna bring in somebody that definitely needs to be included. You might see his name there, Mr. Stick Radio.
Yes,
Listen,
sir.
Deuce, why don't you tell them a little bit about what In the Zone is going to be about?
So a lot of you guys have been following us, and we appreciate everybody's support
Yeah,
on the Woodward Pistons podcast. This is going to be a little bit more exclusive, a little bit more intimate. You know, Kool-Aid and myself, we go back more than 20 years now. We actually met in high school. You know, we were two kids who didn't really have a lot of popularity going for us at the time. You know, we were undergraduates, understatesmen, and we kind of ran into each other, and we just kind of clicked. You know, we got in the
yeah,
basketball court. People were talking about how we didn't have the freshest gear, and they were trying to talk a little junk. So he said, you know what? Let's get in the court and let's get this done here.
yeah,
And we put them to bed pretty quickly, and we just kind of just clicked from there. Even off the court, we kind of just really developed a tight friendship. So we really want to give you guys a peek into that, give you guys a little bit different perspective, because we also talked about
yeah,
Pistons basketball back then. The conversations we're having now with you guys, we had those way back then. So we want to bring that
yeah,
back now so you guys can really participate and really appreciate that with us. And then looking forward to the future. We know a lot of things are going on with Pistons basketball, a lot of exciting things that Troy Weaver's doing, and we really want to just bring the two worlds together. So we hope you guys are rocking with us. We're glad to have you guys all here.
yeah. And it's to be able to kind of come from a perspective of not just what the Pistons were, where we think that they're going, but it's just also this added layer of just two homies, man. Just two people who literally grew up. We grew up, cheering for Grant Hill. We kind of got the tail end of the Bad Boys. We saw Isaiah Thomas play. It was a hobble, but we saw him play.
Yep.
We saw Joe Dumars and Grant Hill. We saw Till jerseys, man. We're not that old. We're not. I promise y'all. We're
Yeah.
not. We'll still give you that work on the court.
Oh
But
yeah. All day.
that's
All day
best.
long.
I'll at least cry, dog, until the legs go out. Mr. Jeff, I Freddie can tell you guys that, man. Mr.
Jeff,
Everything,
what's
shout
up,
out.
bro?
I see him on here, man.
Yes, sir.
But
What's the word?
it's really about bringing, and trying to connect with you all the same way that me and Deuce have connected throughout the years, man. Just talking Pistons. It's not a job. It's not a blog. It's not a vlog. It's not anything. It's our heart. It's our soul. It's our passion. Like, we bought into all of those marketing schemes, man. We
Right.
did. Like, going to work, my heart literally beats to that tune. Like, literally, I can't hear like a horn or a steamship and not think Ben Wallace and the Going to Work Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the reality of it, man. That's the reality of it. So we want to kind of bring that flavor, bring that feel, talk about this current team, but be able to talk about when they say restore. Where is it at, man? Where's the shirt at, yo?
You gotta pull it out.
I
Come on.
got it. I got it. It's
On
always
deck.
oh, look. Shout out
Hey.
to Mr. Ivy, to Papa Ivy. I know he was rocking it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kevin.
Yep. When they talk about restoration, man, we want to be able to tell some of the people who might not have been around for those other eras, who might not have been paying attention or seen it, exactly what they're talking about doing. Exactly
Yeah.
what they're talking about doing. So
Absolutely.
definitely, man, I
Absolutely,
see
man.
some people in here that we need to definitely say what up to. Hey,
Carl,
Troy,
PD.
definitely, bro.
Hey,
Definitely.
we're
What
gonna
up,
talk
PD
about
Mac?
that too. We're
Oh,
gonna
we are.
talk
We
about
getting
that
it.
too. A
We getting
lot
it.
of exciting times coming up. So you mentioned Troy. So just what are your thoughts, bro, as far as going back to last week when we made the trade, Jeremy Grant for the future 2025 pick? A lot of people had mixed feelings about that pick. But looking a week later, just looking how things have changed a week later, even the perception of Troy a week later from last week. What is your current feeling of this franchise as of right now?
Yo, listen, when they brought in Troy Weaver, we had, some of us that were clued in knew this is a guy that they've been trying to bring in here for a long time. It wasn't like, oh, some new guy, oh, let's take a flyer. There were some people that they wanted us to do that with. I remember what Malik Rose, among other people, they wanted us to go and get one of these guys, Jermaine Jones. and give them the reins. And I don't think that would have been a bad idea. But the Pistons, they're in this conundrum where Tom Gores wants a winner in Detroit as soon as possible. And they finally got him to crack a little bit and say, okay, cool. Listen, we're going to start with a GM. We're going to let him do his thing. But I need this guy to get this team to winning. Now, what I love the most about Troy Weaver is that he's come in and kind of set his own pace and demanded that, or maybe not. I don't know if he demanded or whatnot. But I know that for the first time in Tom Gore's ownership tenure, he's moving at the GM's pace. And I know that's something that I heard Troy Weaver wanted. So whether he demanded or not, we know that it's been granted. What that's been able to do for Troy Weaver, with still being able to work within the confines of let's get a winner on this court quickly, or at least a team that the fans can believe in, it's allowed Troy Weaver to go. Since he was clued into this AAU circuit, it just seemed to be perfect, bro. It seemed to be perfect. You know what I mean? I know he coached at Syracuse. I believe he was on that championship team with Carmelo. I believe so. Yeah. I know he helped get Jeremy Grant to Syracuse. I know that he knew Sadiq Bey and Isaiah Stewart and some of these guys beforehand.
Yeah.
You know, those things matter when you're bringing in a GM who you're hoping can get this team to relevancy without sacrificing, the future.
Absolutely.
And so Troy Weaver all the way around. If you want to ask me what do I think about him, that's probably the long answer.
Yeah. And it's a great one. I think about his vision, and he always seems to know exactly where he wants to go. I mentioned last week with the trade with Jeremy Grant. A lot of people were so disappointed with that trade because the talk was this year's pick, the number 7 pick of Portland from this year. So when they heard that the trade went down for a 2025 pick that was owned by Milwaukee, a lot of people were confused. But they don't realize that we only had that pick 48 hours because Troy Weaver knew then that he wanted to use that potentially to get Jalen Duren, and that's exactly what he did.
He knew it was a fleecing, bro. He knew he had the shades on the whole time, and that's why y'all gonna recognize we got the. I
gotta get mine, bro.
These are new ones. Hey, yo, shout out to Sean from Half Court and our buddy on Woodward Pistons Table Talk, my co-host there. Shout out to Sean, man. I love the work that he does. I love the grind that he's on. Shout out to Jeff. Yep. You know, we did the Woodward Pistons draft show. It was dope. We got these buffs courtesy of the pod father, Mr. Stick Radio. Shout out to him, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. But I had to retire the old Woodward Sports buffs.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So I still got them, but we had to upgrade. But yeah, this for Trader Troy, man, Transformer Troy, as I call him. We got the shades on. But Troy, he's what more can you say? What more can you say, man? Shout out Carl.
Shout out to Carl, man.
Definitely.
Yeah. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. We hope to bring a lot of content that you guys really enjoy. So we appreciate you guys hanging with us from day one, man. We got a lot of memories too. We're gonna share as we move forward. Like you mentioned during the dog days, the teal days, a lot of people got PTSD from that, but I'm looking forward to bringing those jerseys back. I'm looking forward to changing the narrative on those and just the whole thing, man. And there's so much Pistons basketball that I'm really looking forward to. Next year is going to be going crazy. If you saw Ashton, look at that right there. That's what I'm talking about, man. Look at the Grand Hill days right there. Ooh, is that a signature, bro?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, man. So you holding out on me, man.
You see that logo on there. Hold on.
You holding out.
People don't understand. Deuce, when we said we was going to do this, didn't we have to actually bring the culture?
Ooh, I have seen that.
We have to.
That one is fire, yeah.
Come on, man. Yo, we got more stuff too. Yo, I got to shout out my homie Pistons fan in Indy as well. We got to get him on here. You talking about culture. You talking about culture. That man probably got the most memorabilia out of everybody in Pistons Twitter, man.
Wow. That's cool. How old were you, bro, when the Pistons won their first championship, bro? I'm trying to think. What was that? In the 89? We had to be what? Running around in diapers?
Pull-ups, dog. Pull-ups.
Pull-ups? Oh, pull-ups. My bad. Pull-ups.
Pull-ups. A little bit older.
Yeah. I actually remember some of that. Not all of it, because we were still toddlers running around at the time, but I remember the excitement of my parents, of my father. I remember watching those Vinnie Johnson hitting that game-winning shot in 1990 over Jerome Kersey, right? I remember that stuff. And that's the kind of stuff we want to bring back, guys. We want to bring back those memories because we know I have full confidence that in Troy's regime, he's going to bring us at least one championship. Yeah. I truly and firmly believe that while he's here, before he leaves, whenever he decides to leave or step down or move wherever, he's going to bring us at least one. And so we are looking forward to bringing back those memories all the way from the Bad Boys all the way to the 04. And that's why we mentioned the 2004 so often, because a lot of people say, yeah, but that was 15, 16, 17 years ago. But guess what?
Yeah.
That same recipe, if you think about 04, it was 15 years old looking back to the 89, 90. So it's the same thing. It's the same recipe that works. I remember with the Bad Boys, and that's when I graduated. Hey, Patty, shout out to Patty. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're looking for the not the old heads, but the mature heads. We want to play out old.
Yeah,
just heads.
People that are mature in basketball talk, man, because you'll understand this. You definitely will. When people say, hey, you got to play the right way, and you see that that's a thread that's been kind of in this organization even before Larry Brown, then you start to understand why Larry Brown was saying what he was saying.
Yeah.
People, they're hip to the organizations and the teams that are doing things the right way, and it becomes ingrained in championship pedigree moving forward. You see that the Pistons, the Bad Boys weren't the only team out there playing physical, and they adopted that from the teams that were beating them up.
Exactly.
They just were able to do it a little bit better than other teams. To the championship,
Yeah.
So I look forward to all of this, man. I really do. Hey, look, the first one before we get back into Troy Weaver.
Yeah.
First podcast is going to be Remembering the Palace. And obviously, a lot of these podcasts are going to be featured around events, things that happened at the Palace. But this one's going to be specifically things that we remember, events I remember. I remember sitting like right behind Eva Longoria and all the cameras came rushing in, bro. Dog, that was so dope. Oh, that was so dope, man. That was so dope. I mean, you remember how the Palace was? It was lit. It was lit in the section where Eminem is waving the towels and all of that stuff for the playoffs. Being there, because remembering the Palace also means our Detroit Shock and other events that happen there too, concerts and everything.
Shout out to Cade and Ivey, by the way.
What'd you say, bro?
I said shout out to Cade and Ivey, by the way.
Definitely, man. What do you think you want to talk about on the first pod, man? On Remembering the Palace.
Man. So I remember. So I used to always go to the games with my uncle, and my uncle was a musician. He sings with Stevie Wonder, but he knew Mason very, very well. So whenever I go, we always get to run down, chop it up with Mason, kick with him, get a chance to meet him, take pictures, photos, and just kind of chop it with him. But as far as Pistons memories, man, that's tough. I remember being in the building for that half-court shot against the Nets. I remember when Chauncey hit that half-court. I had a chance to be there. And it was the most electric I had ever seen it in my life. Even though we lost that game in overtime, right? That's something I will never forget. That whole playoff run, because that was actually the year that we won the championship. That was 2004. We were down 3-2 after that loss at home. And we came back one on the road to tie the 3. When Rip hit that big shot right in the corner. And then we went to game 7 back here and just blew them out. I wasn't at that one. I was at the
It was almost as if, even though we lost that overtime, it was almost as if, in boxing, you knew we staggered them.
Yeah.
We staggered them hoes.
Yeah. Whoa. We're getting a different Kool-Aid on this part. I like this. I like this.
I need Sean's sound effects, man.
Yeah, we need Sean's button. You know what I'm saying? We got it.
They did, but they knew. I could see the whole time the Pistons and the type of energy they were expending, they were working, but it was different, man. The when they got to that next game and it absolutely worked them, you could tell. It was like, yeah.
When it was come back home, it was gonna be a wrap for that game 7. And we think we beat them 90-69. Just obliterated them.
Absolutely.
Like you could just So that was probably my favorite. What about yours? Favorite Palace memory?
Oh man. Favorites? Honestly, sheesh. There's a couple, man. I was in the building when the Shock won. I'm gonna get more information. We're gonna share it. I don't want to spoil some stuff. Okay. But that was one of the cooler moments. We bought completely in. Like I said, I was just a basketball junkie. Anything Detroit that works hard, that puts out hard, that wants to win, I'm there for it, man. Them players wanted to win. Bill, Rick, Moore, they wanted to win. I was all in. But my Pistons one, I'm gonna save that one.
Okay.
Save that one. We're gonna talk about it. Cool. We're definitely gonna talk about it.
That sounds good, man. There was actually a time too in 03-04 where the Shock and the Pistons were both champions at the same time. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
That was like the pinnacle.
Yep. You treading on one of my.
Oh, let me stop. My bad.
We're gonna get it in. We definitely will, man. We want other people to definitely let us know what their favorite moments were. If you went to the Palace, if you were there, what you remember. There was a lot of sellouts there. There was a whole lot of sellouts there. So I think I just saw what Pistons extended that qualifying offer to Marvin Bagley.
Yeah, they did. Tender. I think it was $7 million deal.
Dope. I like to see that, man.
I'm so glad he's coming back, man. Our front court all of a sudden has become very solid.
Very solid. But
yeah. I'm wondering what's gonna happen with Kelly O at this point. Because now that we've got Stu, we've got Duren, we've got Bags. Is there room for him here to get consistent minutes? Is he gonna be somebody who's just
vet? It depends on what his priorities are. As a veteran, if he's here and he's like, you know what, I want all the minutes, I'm trying to win a championship right now, then obviously this is not the time. But if he's here kind of like Anthony Tolliver was, and he loves the city, has kind of bought into the vibes, has bought into this whole restoration thing, can see himself here for a few years, or even if he goes away, could come back, then just let him rock out. If the money's not really messing up anything right now, then kind of just let him rock out if he's not causing a ruckus. We're looking for vets. We did just trade Jeremy Grant. I saw Kelly O around these players at the Jeremy Grant Classic. He's a cool dude, man. He really is. I really hope his game is what what Troy probably envisioned it would be. I know that injury took him out, but I don't know, man. With Kelly O, it's a guy who he doesn't seem to really cause too much of a ruckus. One way, and then on the other end of it, he seems to be a really, really, really good guy who just wants to have fun.
Right.
So I'm kind of cool with him, yo. I really am.
Yeah. Shout out to Ashton, by the way. Ashton's been going crazy.
Trainer, bro. I need to hear this song, bro.
Yeah, you've been hitting that falsetto and everything. He's been going crazy on Twitter. I love how much he embodies the city and just puts on for the city, man. He's talking. He's telling everybody to get the tickets.
Showing that Cade Cunningham scruff from that photo shoot he did.
Oh, you know what I'm saying?
You got the beard, bro. You got the Cade. You got the beard out for Cade.
Man, you seen Cade's new look, man? Yeah, he's not rocking the fro this year. Looks like he's going a little different with the beard and everything. He's in the gym and boxing, getting his. And so one thing that Ashton did mention briefly on live last week is that Cade is getting his weight up and he's getting his handles. He's really improving his handles. So I think the ball's going to be in his hands. As we know, it's going to be him and Jaden. They're going to have the ball in their hands. But I really see Cade next year. I see his free throw attempts really bumping up next year. I think he's going to be he's going to be living at that line a whole lot more. I think the presence of somebody like Jaden Ivey is going to make that possible because he's not going to have 10 eyes on him every time. He's going to have maybe 4 to 6 eyes, which means Jaden Ivey's also going to have 4 to 6 eyes instead of 10 eyes.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Keep that on the tab for this team, bro, because with Troy Weaver, going back to all the way back to what you were saying with Troy Weaver and the things that he does and the moves that he makes, he had to have known I'm getting Jaden Ivey before we knew. When he made that Jeremy Grant trade, he had to have known. And people in the know. We knew. Hey, people already know who the Pistons are taking. We had heard from our guys. They were like, yep, we already know who it is. We don't want to spoil it, blah, 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 blah. And so it's like he already went into work mode. When that Jeremy Grant trade went down, these are puzzle pieces, bro. These aren't things that are like, oh, singular trade. Let's judge them right here. When Troy Weaver's making a move, these moves mean things down the road. When he signed Jeremy Grant, dog, talk about being able to take your own valuable and inflating its value and then being able to sell it off later for a Jalen Duren draft pick.
Great point. That's a great point because
during that time, he comes in and he proves to be worth more than the 20M that you just paid him.
Great point. Yep. Talk about value because he was one that brought him here. So to be able to have him to bring in more value as a result of that just shows the genius of Troy Weaver and his plan, his vision all along. Genius. When GM's get a call from Troy at this point, don't pick up. You might as well not pick up because if you do, you're gonna get fleeced. He's gonna fleece you. Yeah. So and that's he's been great, man.
Shout out Pistons talk. Shout out Anthony, man.
One
of the hardest working in the Pistons content creation community. This guy was saying Jaden Ivey before anybody knew to look at Jaden Ivey. The growth that this guy showed in his game this year, like Pistons Talk was already clued into this stuff, man. He was telling us at the office at Woodward Sports. He was telling us on these streams. He was telling probably you two dudes like directly, like, yo, look at Jaden Ivey. And it proves it. You look at his content. He continued to stay clued in on it too.
Exactly.
So shout out to him. He definitely was.
Yeah, we got to give him a pie, bro.
What's up, on 16, man? What's good?
On 16. Hey, we appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. Let me look through some of these comments real quick here. I heard somebody say they were 20 years. Said they don't remember the bad boys days, but they still. Let me see. Who said that? He said I was 20. I'm 20, excuse my youth, but it was lit back then. Yeah, it was lit. It was lit, man. Yes, it was,
man. You remember it. Just like we remember the tail end of the Bad Boys. I'm not going to take that from other people. If you kind of remember, bro, you remember. It's a part of why you're sitting on this live stream right now looking at us, because you're a Pistons fan, and we want all of it that we could take, bro. Real talk.
Yes.
You know, and shout out to Patty Grimes. It's funny because when we got together, Deuce knows this too, man. And I don't even know if people remember this. Deuce was on our draft stream last year. And I know a lot of people who saw it this year didn't see the one last year. We didn't know what the Pistons were going to be. We love the Pistons so much, man. We continue to rock through these dead years. It's a blessing that they're kind of on the way up right now while we're also doing this stuff, yo. Yeah. It's a blessing. And we're going to do as much as we can, because why not? We look at some of these other markets like New York, Cali, Chicago, Miami. They got all of these different people in their community pushing content because they love their team. And then we're crying when our teams are left out of the media spotlight. Like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to try and bring you guys high quality content. We're going to try and bring you guys just the best characters, the best cast, all of that stuff, man. Straight up.
Absolutely. Because we remember, man, we remember growing up when there wasn't as much Pistons coverage available. You know, we live in a different time now, obviously, but we used to salivate over this type of stuff back then, especially when the Pistons weren't relatively relevant at the time. So we're going to try to do everything we can now, leading up to the point where we really are contending, to really just bring you that consistent content. And then we're going to all be able to appreciate it that much more when the journey is culminating in us being a contender leading to a champion. So we're looking forward to it.
Definitely. And I see, to be honest, I have my doubts, but the Kings are the Kings. And we said this the whole time. Rob Beard put us on alert. He told us the Kings are going to king. Yep. We knew there was going to be one team that was going to allow us to get our Scotty Barnes.
Right.
We knew that. Someone's going to mess up. We see here in a really, really good position now to be able to have a player that could potentially become the best player in this draft. I don't think this is like last year's draft where Cade was clear cut and above the favorite, man. This is just the best player. This year, Jaden Ivey has an opportunity to go out here and prove that in this NBA spacing, I told you we'll come right back to Jaden Ivey.
Yep.
In this NBA spacing, bro, think about it. He didn't have that good of a spacing at Purdue, but he was making it look like sometimes he was wide open.
Yes.
I look at some of his highlight clips where people just show the dunks. Then you go and you look at the games, or you look at the extended clips and you realize he's creating this space. And then just looking wide open. What happens in the NBA where we see guys who looked a little pedestrian? Some people said Cade Cunningham looked pedestrian, and he comes into the league without the athleticism of Jaden Ivey. And he's dunking on people and pointing at him and getting tossed, bro, for being too athletic now. Now he's too athletic.
Right. Can't win, man. Yeah.
What the heck is Jaden Ivey going to do?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to, like...
No, go ahead. Spit it, bro. Come on.
I don't want to put too much pressure or put it out there too much. Like, I think he's just, the next best thing since sliced bread. But I mean, for this purposes right now, he is the next best thing since Cade Cunningham. You know what I'm saying? I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do in Summer League. I'm hoping he comes in right now and allows his athleticism to just absolutely take over and dominate in ways that we've seen NBA spacing allow those types of guys to do.
One thing about Jaden Ivey I love is that he always goes full tilt. Richard Hamilton recently, I posted earlier to Instagram. He was being interviewed, and they asked him about just him. How was he in the workouts? And he said, you know what, this guy is not somebody who is just waiting for the bright lights to come on or waiting for somebody with the phone to really try to perform. He had a chance to see him in a workout where it was nobody but just a few people there, and he said this guy was going full tilt like it was a playoff game. He doesn't know how to do anything else, so his motor is something that I'm really looking forward to seeing. I feel like a lot of teams, when they come to play us, they're like, I got to guard Jaden Ivey tonight. They know he's going to be all over the place. That's what we want. We want teams to get exasperated when they come to Detroit or when we come to their building. And I think Jaden Ivey is going to bring that mentality along with Cade Cunningham to say, look, every single night, we don't know anything other than bringing it 100%. And that's one thing that Jaden Ivey has proven to do every single night.
Yep. And you got to understand, in this league, we've seen those types of guys without too much basketball skill and talent as Jaden Ivey have successful basketball careers. We're talking about a guy who's very, very skilled. This is a son of a basketball and a sports family. This pedigree runs through his bloodline and his lineage.
Right.
This is who he is. Now, does that mean he's just going to come in and just be great? Nope. Shout out C. Parker C. Yeah, he says Ivy will struggle year one to start. Every guard does, so everyone needs to chill. Definitely. Definitely. It's going to be some growing pains. Just like Casey said, Coach Dwayne Casey said about Cade Cunningham, there's going to be nights where he's scoring 20, and it's going to be a lot of nights where he's scoring 5. Now, well, it actually wound up being a lot of nights where he was scoring 20 and a few nights where he was just scoring a little bit. And with Cade and Ivey, we just got to see how consistent and how patient of an offensive player he's going to be. You know, is he going to just be coming out here thinking my athleticism, my speed makes me better than everybody, so I can go full tilt? Or is he going to come out here and play composed, play within the offense, play within what the defense is sometimes giving him, and also when it presents? You know, when Cade Cunningham's been pressured, double teamed, and things of that nature, then able to feast and all that. Now, where he's going to be able to make a big impact, I believe, right away, right out the gate, is in transition.
There we go.
Getting out into just getting out, man. If there's a rebound up, go. If Killian got the ball, go. If Cade got the ball, go. Like straight up. That's for Kelly Olynyk. If he's healthy, if he got the ball, go.
Absolutely. And that's something that I mentioned a few weeks ago in the Woodward Pistons podcast is I love Jaden Ivey from jump, because there were so many times when Cade would pull the ball at the rim, grab a rebound, and look to push the ball. And nobody would be there with him, and he had to pull it back out,
bro,
and try to do either DHO or pick and roll absolutely. So we're having somebody on the wing like that who's always looking to put pressure on the rim, and the defense is just going to make everybody else's life so much. Now you got Sadiq Bey, he's open for a 3. Now you have Jalen Duren or whoever under the rim vacuuming every offensive rebound, because now the pressure, the defense is scrambling. All these different things are a trickle-down domino effect because we have somebody who is willing to put pressure on the defense, and that's what Jaden Ivey is going to do for us.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, people are asking us, what about Jalen Duren? What about Jalen Duren? I see Gabriel Procida, our second round draft.
Yeah. Yes. I got to do my homework on him. I haven't had a chance to really,
but I'm excited about what I'm seeing, man. I'm excited. He seems aggressive. He seems like he kind of knows the game. Yeah. I know some of these overseas players, they say they got to get to know the game, they have to learn it, kind of like what we're saying about Killian. But it seems like he's been playing American pickup, bro. Like he's been playing that 21. Yeah. He's been playing with them boys that don't cut their fingernails. Straight up, man.
Oh man, I think weren't you one of those guys when we played? I used to have a few scratches on me whenever we used to play.
Bro, come on, man. Get out of here.
You're aggressive defense, man. You know what I mean?
Bro, I probably didn't know. I didn't know what a freaking fingernail clipper was, man. I was just like coming out there with some ragged claws and everything.
You was looking like this, like Ginobili and Tony Parker, them guys on the bench just biting their nails all the time. I got you.
Yep.
I got you. Yeah, somebody said Jalen Duren is Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard 2.0. I don't mind that comparison. I think there are some variables there with that. I think he has, coming into the league, I think he has more offensive polish than what Dwight Howard had. He really does have some touch around the rim. But defensively, I definitely see that. This dude can jump out of a gym and play volleyball with the basketball if you're not careful. So I'm really looking forward. Yeah, there we go. Dwight Howard the jumper.
Yeah, and the thing is this. Dwight Howard offensively, though, had a completely different prowess at scoring the ball than Jalen Duren has right now. Do I believe Jalen Duren can get there? I do, but that at the rim, you knew Dwight Howard was somebody who was dominant. He was not somebody that was just, maybe. It was like, no, when he gets his back to the basket and he's posting up, that was going in there. And Jalen Duren, Dwight had that coming into the league. I'm hoping Duren can show that too. But looking through some of the tapes and such, there were games where somebody, even the more pedestrian centers in college basketball, were able to kind of keep him in check. Now, his ceiling, I definitely can see Dwight Howard with a jumper. I definitely can see that. And if that's the type of player we can get in spurts, that's we're gonna like watching this team this year.
It's gonna be dangerous, man. I cannot wait for some. So last question for you before we get out of here for today. Yeah. Other than Jaden Ivey, we know Jaden Ivey, but Summer League, who are you looking? Who is your eye on in Summer League? Anybody in particular other than Jaden?
Yeah, Isaiah Livers. I didn't see the roster yet, and that's I apologize if it's out already, but Isaiah Livers, man, that's a guy who can present a lot. You talking about 3-point shooting? His 3-point shooting was plus 40% last year. He was above 40, maybe 46, I believe. Oof. That's another good one too. Man, these were the two I was picking between.
Pickett.
Jamarco Pickett.
Yeah.
I told everybody. People
Mac,
telling me Jamarco Pickett is a better prospect than Sekou. I said yes.
You did.
I was telling people and I was getting roasted. Then we started seeing Jamarco come into the league, hit that little baseline out there looking like a Dennis Rodman light, bro.
Yeah, Pickett is gonna be nice. We have so many talented guys. I like Livers a lot, bro. I think that's a great pick. I just watched how quickly he was able to hit the ground running as a rookie coming off of injury. Was ridiculous, bro.
That's
he came
ridiculous.
in never, bro. It's
like
insane.
he knew he belonged.
He knew he belonged. His confidence was on 10, bro, coming into the league. He never did anything on the basketball court to hurt your team. He never did anything to hurt the team. He came in right away and his jumper was just wet.
Yeah.
And jump. And he didn't miss assignments defensively. He didn't look lost defensively. He was moving the ball. He was cutting. He was doing everything you expect a veteran to do. So Livers,
Mario, like 40 years old. Jamarco Pickett, the draft pick, the second round draft pick from a few years ago. What? Last year?
Last year.
Yeah,
right?
last year. not Jamario Moon.
Jamario Moon, and he had bunnies though.
He did.
He had bunnies.
He was underrated for a long time though, man.
Yeah,
when he finally got into the league, it was like too late.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man.
Why do we remember that?
Because we old heads, bro. That's why. We old heads, man. We just try to keep the young look. That's all. We do the best we can. But we appreciate you guys hanging with us today, man. We got a lot more on the way for you guys, man. We're looking forward to just talking Pistons hoops and getting to experience this whole process with you guys, man. This thing we're nothing without you guys. We're glorifying Sekou now, bro.
We were
what?
Now look at us.
Now look at us, man. We thought Sekou was the next Pascal Siakam, and
dude,
now it's just like,
who would have thought?
Woo! Man, not me either, bro. Not me either, man.
Yeah. Luka Garza. I'm
one.
excited, dog, because that boy works, and he don't stop. Shout out to Frank Garza too, Papa Frank. Detroit Kool-Aid said, "What's up, man?" Every time I see him, he's just the nicest dude. So it's crazy when you see him kind of in like workout mode because it's like Luka,
right? Totally different person.
It's like Scorpion, like get over here, like. Shout out Frank, shout out Luka. Keep working.
Yes,
definitely, man. Take us out, Deuce.
Hey, man. So look, we appreciate y'all, man. We're gonna get out of here, but we will be back next week for the next episode. Remembering the Palace. We're gonna really dig into that, and we want you guys to bring your memories too. For those who remember, bring your memories. Throw them in the comments. We'll talk about them, man.
Yeah, Palace, Auburn Hills, man.
Auburn Hills, man. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're gonna talk about all of it. But make sure you guys are following us, man. Make sure you follow Detroit Kool-Aid on Twitter, Instagram. That's my guy, one of the OGs, one of my boys from way back in the day. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Downtown Deuce. Also check out Stick, man, the OG, man. And we're really looking forward to doing this with you guys, man. So on that note, we're going to get out of here, and we will see you guys on the next episode.
Thanks for rocking with us, man. Thank you. Definitely. Check out some of the other stuff we got going on. Have a great rest of your day, man. Everybody be blessed. Woodward Sports, Woodward Pistons in the zone.
Everybody, let's go.